It's week 4, and most people wouldn't have the strength to do what I'm doing.
People have been talking. People have been
I'll
talking.
I'll answer the media. I don't care. We've handled it internally. We're ready to take on the challenge in front of us. We've buried the football. We've watched the tape, and I'm gonna say something.
Okay. I think
I love the board this week.
I love that. I think last week I decided, I said, I'm going to come clean to everybody. And I said, I'm going to start doing things differently. I'm
Yeah,
going to start doing it my way. I had a come to Jesus moment.
yeah.
And hopefully this week was a wake up to you because right now, and before we go forward, we got to go back. We got to get in the time machine to go back.
Okay,
And I'm just going to do this real quick. I don't want to prolong the suffering. That's not why we're here.
right.
Last week, Yinzer 3-2-1, up 3 units. Over Clemson, loser, UGA, Poosh. Arkansas plus 14.5 and Pitt money line. How didn't that come in? I don't care. I'm happy it didn't. And here's where the wins happen. Bama minus 20.5, 3 unit guarantee. Memphis minus three. Locking in Memphis, and then Houston minus 3.5. Little Friday, get your bankroll started. So that was
There
three,
you
two, and one, three
go.
units.
There you go.
The Dimes man piggybacking me on Memphis, not a big deal. K State loser, CMU.
They didn't even show up to the game. I mean
Temple.
that was dead in the first quarter.
We could have given you double the spread in the CMU and the Temple game, and you would have lost both, and they were both in the 20s. FIU winner. FIU's been good to you this year.
They have.
And Minnesota minus 2.5. The boat was sunk.
The boat was
So,
sunk. Listen, respect to Cal. I
yeah,
thought they lost everything. They did get a quarterback.
they did. That kid's tough.
JKS. I can't say his a Polynesian name, but JKS.
Someone's going to be jacked off because of that. But like we said, so far, this is how we're standing this year. Yinzy climbed out of the hole. He's back at 0. The Dimes man down 6 units. We are collective, so we are both down 6 units. That changes this week.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You've taken your lumps. The Dimes man, he's actually, if you look back the past 3 years, he's been bringing us above water whenever I've sunk. I feel
It's
like I've
true.
taken some big swings.
It's
He's
true.
been our North Star, so we need to get him rolling. We're not doubting him. We're riding him.
I don't need listen, it's like we're big leaguers, right?
Yeah,
I know I made an error.
it's
You
okay.
don't have to get on me and say, "Why'd you make that error? You made an error." I know it.
This is a word of warning to the books and to everybody that fades them. Don't let them get hot. Don't
Okay.
let them get hot. That's
Yeah,
all I can say.
there you go.
So I still believe.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, listen, honestly, this is a week that I don't have anything to do, praise God.
Yeah,
So I'm actually gonna get back at the command center this week. I might have some live bullets on my burner Twitter account. We'll see.
love that.
Bet with my eyeballs. I like the board this week. I really do. There's a decent amount of rivalry games going on. Washington State, little Apple Cup. We got Florida, Miami. We got the Skillet, TCU, and SMU. I think there's another one too. A good rivalry game. Illinois, Indiana. Is that a rivalry?
Big Ten game, close enough.
Yeah. But
Good fun
listen, there's
game.
good football. There's good football out there, and I'm excited to watch a lot of it, man.
I'm on the other side where I do want to talk about this, but again, I'm going to be at another wedding this weekend because that's apparently all I do. So we'll get into what I did at.
Ooh.
Oh, we'll get into what I did at last week's wedding. I think we talked about last week about how Louisville boomed me. Uh,
Yeah.
last week it was last week it was a wedding. Some ups and downs. You
Okay.
know, we played
Okay.
our way through it. And anything that you have before I get started on this little emotional journey?
I have a wedding in the middle of October. Locktober.
Locktober. Let's go
Locktober.
on.
Sorry, excuse me. I have a wedding in the middle of Locktober.
Hmm.
Um, West Virginia's on the road at UCF.
Okay.
The groom has apologized multiple times because
Yeah.
he's a West Virginia guy. I don't know the extent of the TV situation. Probably not going to have a lot of them, but that's where we're at.
Let me just get this off my chest. I feel like this has been more of like a Yinzy F baby vent corner in the first 10 minutes of the show, but people seem to dig it. People like my misery, laugh at my shame, laugh at my tears.
Sure.
So last week, wedding right in the middle of the backyard brawl. We knew about this. We knew going in it wasn't going to be great. Show up to the venue, and there's a glimmer of hope in my eye. There's like 8 TVs, big TVs,
Wow.
huge TVs. And I'm
Yeah.
like, here we go. They never left the screen of showing the name of the bride and groom. That's all they did for 8 hours. And
We need 8 TVs to know who they are.
I know who the fuck they are. Apparently, short-term memory loss is a big deal in that community. Like, so whatever. Eight TVs, none of them play the game. So let's just back it up. So I'm going to this wedding. The best type of wedding to go to is one of your boys. You love that.
Sure.
The second best is like it's a couple, it's a mutual friend. You like that. The worst possible one is when you're going and you don't know anybody in the group and you don't even know it's your partner's friend, it's your partner's, whatever. So we go to this wedding. One, I can tell off the rip, they don't want me there. They don't like me.
Mm.
So, and I'm not even going to go into why, but I can just tell there's an icy reception. They don't really like me. They don't really care if I'm there. So I walk in and I tell Emmy, I'm like, I guarantee the table seating not going to be ideal. You go to the thing, you scan the QR code, you find where you're at. That's fine.
QR code.
QR code
How big is this venue? What do you mean you gotta scan a QR code to know where you're going? You don't have
is
just
like
names and cue cards and like look it up? Are you
it's like
going to like an
200,
airport hangar to like find where you're sitting at?
it's like 270 people, and they put me in fucking Siberia. But
Is
that's
this one of
another
those
thing.
Indian weddings that's like a week long or something like that?
No, honestly, they would have had a TV show, and honestly, I would have looked real good in one of those outfits. So I would have been okay with that. But
Fair
no,
enough.
nonetheless.
You're a
So
good dancer too.
huge. So we go there. I'm at this table, and before we go, and it's like it's my fiance, it's like her friends. It was like the friend group that she had before we started dating. So it was like the friend group, so that she knows a bunch of people there. And she's like, there's one guy there who I can't stand. He
Mm.
tried to pull the move where like at the bar, he's like, oh, I'll walk you home to like make sure you get home okay. And then when you get back, he's like, oh, I gotta charge my phone. So like that
And then
move.
you won't leave. No, that's
Exactly.
we don't do
So
that.
and I'm like, point me out that guy. I was like, point me out because I just want to see him. I want
You
to get
want to
eyes
boom
on him.
them.
Yeah, I want to get eyes on the target. We go to our table, which is nowhere near anything. So, like, if this is the center of the room, we're in the back left corner in Siberia.
Yeah.
And not only is that guy at our table, he's right next to us.
Oof.
And guess what move he pulls?
Oof.
Guess what move he pulls?
Can I guess? Let me guess. Let me guess. Let me guess. Let me guess.
Okay.
So, Ben, what do you do for work?
No, see, that would have been a strong opener. I would have expected that one. He looks at her and goes, "What's your name again?" Tries to
Stop with
nag it. I
that.
swear to God.
Stop
I,
with that.
I swear to
Stop with
God. She
that.
looks at me. She's like, you know what my fucking name is. Honestly, good on her holding the line. But
Yeah, no, I respect. I wouldn't mess with her.
yeah, that was a strong move. But me, here's where, like I said, just long story short, the groom was somebody who at one point wanted to date my fiance. She had no interest. So again, why are you inviting this person? But who cares? What
Yeah,
are you gonna
so
do?
so the groom wanted to date her, but she was invited by the bride?
No, 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 no. But invited by the groom.
Why would he invite her?
That's what I said. But apparently, whatever, they're in a big friend group, so bygones by be bygones. That's why I'm not. His boys always eyeballing me. I can feel it. They don't like me, and that's fine.
You're in the
Okay.
lion's den right now.
I play great on the road, so I'm not worried about it.
Sure.
Whatever. Listen, you can't break me with that. No. So whatever. So we go there. So I'm like, this dude doesn't really like me. And by the fact that he put me at a table as far away from everybody else, and he did the seating at this part, I'm like, he played his cards right. So I'm not even mad. I'm like, he played this well. But here is where maybe I made some mistakes. Maybe I was road rattled.
Yeah,
Uh,
gotta check the tape.
not primarily an African American wedding, but it was the I would say it was like a 50-50 split. And here's why. I'm not just throwing out statistics like I'm Dr. Phil.
Yeah, or
So
statistics like that dead guy.
yeah. Hmm.
70%, 30%.
Not touching that one, not trying to get Jimmy Kimmel. I like my job. But here's what's crazy. So the reason I'm also not saying like your old relative that like always has to tell you the ethnicity of like every person. You're like, I was at the bank and you're like, why do I need to know the ethnicity of the teller? I don't know why. Is it relevant to the story later?
Sure,
It's
sure,
not.
sure.
They're not trying to paint a picture either. So here's where we're going. Of course, I'm watching the game on my phone. I don't give a shit. I don't know any of these people. I don't really want to be here. So I'm engaging. I'm trying to be nice, but I'm watching the game on my phone. Big fourth down stop, or excuse me, not a fourth down stop. We're going into the fourth quarter. Your boy holds up the closed fist.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe not the strongest move. Got a few looks for some people. Had to realize what I was doing.
Yeah.
Had to angle that one a little bit. Almost, if you're ever trying to celebrate a straight arm, usually not the way to go. You always
No,
want to
you
put a
gotta
crook in that
leave a
arm.
little,
Leave a little room.
yeah.
So I threw that up. So that wasn't the strongest introduction. And then finally, I'm watching the West Virginia Pitt game. And this is right at the point where Pitt goes up 24-10. I have Pitt money line everywhere, literally everywhere you could bet it. Minus 10, minus
Yeah,
six and a
you
half, minus
laddered
10
him.
money line. Loved them. And finally, after about an hour and a half of being an iPad baby, my fiance is like, you need to get off the phone. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. So I go in, cash out all my bets while Pitt's up on the money line. Get about 80% back or 80% plus my stake on everything. Put the phone away, go into the room to watch it. I was talking about the game with somebody else, and about halfway through dinner, while the priest is blessing the food, the dude looks at me and pulls one of these. Tap your phone. And I look at it, I'm like, holy shit, it's in overtime. So I
Oh my God.
oh yeah, pull the phone out, watch the Mountaineers win it in overtime. May God strike me down if this is not true. As he finishes up the blessing and he says amen, Holstein overthrows the ball, and I do a huge fist pump. Yes! Right as soon as the food's blessed. So everybody was like, oh, okay, this guy's really into it. This guy's here for it. Was watching the game. So that was kind of it. I feel like I survived, but I feel like my good deed, and I feel like if I didn't shut my phone off, I would have lost a bunch of money. So again, maybe there's two things I take away from this. Maybe listen to your old lady every once in a while, and two, maybe know when to quit. You know what? I was happy with what I got, and then I got to win a little money and watch the Mountaineers win. So that was this weekend. I don't know what this weekend's going to bring at this wedding. The people who are getting married were also at the wedding, and I told them I was probably going to be watching football. They don't really know me either, so they don't give a shit. So pretty great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that was really impressive. I'm not gonna lie. It
It
sounds
was a
like you
lot
had
of.
an awesome Saturday.
I had a great Saturday. Came home watched the Notre Dame game. I had a great Saturday, so I made it work. I made it work, and congrats to the lovely couple. I think I'll be seeing them again this week. So whatever. I'll tell them all
Wow.
about. I'll tell them all about what I did.
I wonder if you'll be sitting next to them at the dinner.
I'll prob they'll probably be sitting there and I'll probably be, I don't know, probably fucking waiting tables. I don't know. Who knows? Cleaning glasses.
You are a guy, I mean, like, you know, if it were to ever happen, if I were to ever get married,
Mhm.
you're like auto invite number one.
I'd be there for you every step of the way.
You're a great I feel like you're a great wedding guest.
I feel like I bring some good energy. I feel like I bring some. I feel like I'm bringing everything good to the table, not bringing anything down there to support. Even at a wedding, I'm not even really supposed to be
I
at.
wouldn't even, but I see, I even though it's my missus, it's supposed to be her decision or whatever. We're getting married in the summertime. It's what's gonna happen. I'm not getting married during football season. And you know what type of guy you look like, Yinzer? I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Give it to me.
You look like the type of guy that wears like a Hawaiian shirt and a lei, even though you probably have never even been to the Big Island.
Never know, but I could. There. I actually have some. I have some Hawaiian shirts that I can bring. Especially once you hit a certain weight class, one just shows up to your house. You don't even know how it gets there. You just open a box. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Like, and then you put it on, you're like, it's pretty breathable. It's pretty comfy.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good figure on me. Yeah, you just get a Hawaiian shirt, and then you just get like some like really really like high strength like acid reflux pills. You're like, where did these come from? They just
There,
come.
you would have never have guessed this about me, but in high school, I wore Hawaiian shirts all the time.
Was that a cry for help?
No, it wasn't a cry for help. It was a fashion statement.
Okay.
I was on
I
island time.
I strangely can believe that you don't have to talk me into that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was we'll see what this other wedding brings. But like I said, I feel like I overcame. I feel like some people respected me because I had the phone on the table the entire time during the mother-daughter, during the fathers, whatever, all the dances.
What was now, if you remember,
Yeah.
what were the songs that were chosen for the father-daughter, mother-son dance?
Let me tell you, I have no idea because I was watching the game.
Okay.
There could have been, there could have been like they could that you could have told me it was like the Juggalos playing. I have no idea. I no was not completely locked into other things
Yeah.
to the point where the guy who was sitting across the table, I think he gained some respect for me. I plugged the pod to him. I think he might be listening. I think he gained some
Sure.
respect because while they came over and served. I didn't even break stride watching the game. Like the couple came over to like thank everybody, didn't leave the eyes off the tee.
You just like you like put the hand up, you're just like, hey, thanks. The no look handshake's such a power move.
Yeah,
Just yeah,
one of
thanks
those.
there. Put it there,
I
guy.
think at a certain point he saw what I was about and he respected it. So I think I did gain an ally at the table, whether it was just through sheer force of will.
There's a
But
certain point of time, like if someone commits to that so hard, you have to respect it.
yeah, and I think he did. I think the entire table knew what I was about early. I think I dominated. I think I established the table what I was about. That this was a football table.
This was the football table, yeah.
We weren't going to talk about work. We were going to talk about your kids. We don't give a shit. I said this was about ball, and I slowly, I feel like I started a revolution. I slowly, as we went to go get food, I saw more phones on the table. I
You
feel
gotta
like all it
have.
takes is one domino to fall.
You only get 12 a year.
It's I think about that all the time. I think about that more often than I should. Like some people are like, oh, you only get to see your child walk once. I'm like, I only get 12 of these a year, and it hurts me when I lose one. I'll lose another one this week, but I'll recap. Since I wasn't watching the games, what were you doing this? Were you watching the games this week? What were you doing?
Saturday, I watched the early slate
Okay,
at the crib. Or
nice.
was I at the crib? Dude, I might have been out.
Changing
Hold
locations.
on. I think no. I watched the early slate at the crib. I went to the West Virginia University alumni bar
Saw that. It looked like it was a good time.
for the 3:30 kick, which West Virginia game ended up being the longest game of my life.
Yeah,
We can recap it a little bit. I think
yeah,
I would like to do that. But
love to.
saw some people I went to school with. Saw the head of the alumni chapter for New York City. He's a good friend of mine. Met some random people that I just happened to sit next to that somehow knew my family in Virginia and like this, that, and the third. We sat next to each other. It was awesome. A lot of people that I didn't even know were like, "Hey, I've seen your comedy stuff," and like, which was awesome, which was
Yeah,
incredible.
we love that.
And then I brought my closest friend up here in New York. I brought him to the alumni bar so he could experience it. And when we all sang Country Roads at the end, man, he got that on film. It was an excellent win.
It's a great
Uh,
weekend.
and then I walked around the city a bunch on Saturday night. Just walked around like hitting comedy spots and was like hanging out in the city. And then on Sunday, I saw this girl that I saw last week,
Mm.
and she is going to China for a month. So she made me download a Chinese texting app so we can maintain correspondence. She hasn't replied in 2 days, so I think she's already back with her lover in Shanghai. I texted her on this app for like a day and a half, like that she made me download. She's like, "I wish you could come with me." Like she's like, "Would you come with me if we knew each other longer?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe." And then she immediately bounced. Let me ask you this.
You immediately giving all of your data over to the Chinese government is insane.
I'm
Give,
already, dude. I have 11,000 followers on TikTok. You think they don't have my information?
oh my God, that's so funny, dude.
So let me ask you this.
Go for it, brother.
You seem to be more of an expert than I am as far as women go, considering you're in a happy, healthy relationship. You're about to get married.
Yep.
I have maybe a lot more experience with people that are mentally unstable. Uh,
Slightly more.
yeah. So I think this girl is teasing her being maybe an abusive relationship girl. And I'm not going to do the accent. I'm just going to talk
That's
normal.
upsetting. That's upsetting. I'd like if you
Uh,
did. It would make me feel be able to help you more, but that's fine.
but we went out on Sunday. We were sitting at a bar in our neighborhood, just chatting.
Yeah.
And she was like, what if you and your girlfriend love each other so much, but she just like won't listen to you. Like you can't get through to her. Would you guys like yell at each other? And I was like, I'm not really like a yeller. She's like, okay, good, good. She's like, but what if like she really, really, really won't listen, like, and you just have to get it through? And I was like, I don't know. I'd probably just tell her to like chill out, and like I probably just would leave and walk away. And she's like, well, what if she like it was abusive? And I was like, I would never hit a woman. And she was like, no, but the hitting is coming from her side. And I was like, no, I, I just wouldn't put myself in a situation like that.
So
I think she was teasing that she has the tendency to maybe be combative and yell and maybe hit me. And then also, we were talking about past relationships, and I told her I've only been in one serious relationship ever, and the majority of my situations have been short-lived.
hmm
And she said she's had three serious relationships. The first one, they broke up because she went to the States. The
hmm
second one, they broke up because she liked the third guy.
Okay.
And then I don't know how the third one ended, but the third one ended. Yeah.
Was this a first date this happens on?
This was his second.
Okay, so second date, she waits to soft launch that she might beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. I mean, we cross some thresholds and some barriers on date one, if you get me.
I understand. 10-4. I don't know. I feel like I don't, Frank, how old are you?
29.
You got about 6 more months before you got to buckle down. The chase up. Listen, I'm just
Come
telling you.
on. What do you mean I gotta
No,
buckle down?
the shit where you're like, listen, I have you ever, if there's a like if I was in your situation, a girl came up to me and started telling me anything but like, I like to chill, I like this. If she's soft launching like, oh, I like a guy to chase me, or like I like drama, I'd be like, I don't have the time for that. I don't have the energy for that. Like that's a 22-year-old man's game. It's not a 29-year-old man's game. Listen, if a girl is like, first of all, I didn't know where this was going. I thought she was going to be like, Frank, if I get out of line, are you man enough to physically put me back in place? I thought that's where that was going, which you know
No,
what? If that's what someone's into, not my cup of tea, but that's fine. I don't
that's
yuck
true.
anyone's
That's
yum.
true. That's true.
But if she's soft launching at the beginning, that she's like, hey, you might catch a hand to the face. I don't know if that's the firmest ground to start. I don't know if that's a fertile garden to grow a seed in, but I don't know. What do I know?
She kept asking about my the comedy careers and stuff like that, and she was like, while I'm gone, she was like, "You're not gonna like hook up with any like comedians, are you?" I was like, "No."
Hmm.
And then she was like, "What if it was like someone like really really famous and they would like make you famous if you got to do that?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Yeah, but like they would like everything you've ever wanted." I was like, "No." She kept doing that.
Listen, I don't know if this is the most stable person. I don't know her. I don't want to make an assessment based off, but I will say, you as a stand-up comedian, her asking you to download a Chinese app and then ghosting you is pretty damn funny. If that was her entire bit, I feel like that's a pretty well played venue.
Yeah, I
You could
mean,
get that's like a Dice Clay routine. You can get 5 to 10 years on that. You can
I
play anything with that routine.
have I it's called WeChat.
Yeah, won't be
Uh,
downloading it.
huh?
It won't be downloading it.
This is my profile picture.
I can't wait for this. That's huge.
Do you
Rocket
know?
power.
Yeah, Rocket Power, the dad from Rocket Power, Raymundo.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what kind of international espionage you're dealing with. Don't maybe just take my phone out of your contacts for the next few weeks. I don't know. See how it
I'm already
feels.
getting texts in Chinese. I had to screenshot them and send it to her and ask her what these were saying. I'm
I
getting
would just say,
advertisements.
listen, you have about 6 more months of your bullshit, and then you're gonna meet some girl from the straight middle of the country.
No, I'm not.
He's gonna
No,
make you
I'm
casseroles
not.
all the
No,
time.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
get
te
into a
like
green card marriage. I ran into an old fling today that is not a citizen, and I asked her, did she travel this summer? She said, no, I can't. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
forgot about that. You're gonna be one of these days. You're just gonna text me out of the blue. You'll be like, "How much? What's a good 401k match?" And I just know it's gonna be over for you. I just know that you've moved on to a different phase, and I'll accept that. But that's fine. I think it'll be healthy for you. I can't wait to meet the future Miss Miller. She's probably gonna be a very very steady, stocky girl from the Midwest.
Stocky.
Stocky, won't be able to knock her over.
I'm dating like Pat Fitzgerald. What are you talking about? Stocky.
Just saying. Pat Fitzgerald's a good comp for what I'm imagining. I'm just saying. You can't swing one way without swinging back the other, and it's gonna be like you're gonna be like, "Hey guys, this is Martha. She made funeral potatoes." I'll be like, "Why? It's a Tuesday afternoon." You're like, that's just what she does. That's her deal. Like, that's cool. What about a Mormon girlfriend? What about a BYU girl? These chicks are hot. You could do that. Listen, I feel like
There
let's
was a
just
big LDS community in my hometown.
let's take this on a walk for 30 seconds.
I'm with you.
BYU girl, it's
Sure.
foreign enough to you that it feels exciting. Probably,
Foreign enough to me. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Funny, I don't make the rules. That's you. Okay. This girl, usually the Mormon chicks, not bad looking. You watch a BYU game, it's not bad. It's not a talent-less environment. That's all I'm saying. Get you a strong like Mitt Romney father figure in there. Just kind of
I
he might.
have a good father figure. I love my dad.
And
I don't need a dad.
I'm just saying. Maybe he's like, hey, you take over. Maybe
Oh, what
not.
you're saying is she has a good relationship with her
Yeah,
dad.
he
Okay.
helps you
Yeah,
in the
no, that's
finance
rare. Yeah,
industry.
that's rare for
Yeah,
what happens to me. Yeah, okay.
he helps you in the finance industry. Maybe gives you like a no-show job. I don't know. I'm just
I
saying. Don't close
love
the
an
door on it.
Osho job. Ugh.
Don't close the door on it. I feel like we've got a breakthrough. But what about
I think I'm destined for me living in like Pelham Bay, way, 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 way up north in the Bronx. I have a wife beater on. I have like a 2x4 backyard,
mhm.
and I have a Puerto Rican girl with long curly hair as a wife, and maybe we have a child. And I play dominoes, and I can't speak Spanish.
Mazel? I hope that for you. I'm gonna say I think my future is a little bit more likely, but who knows? I don't have a crystal
Oh,
ball. If I
maybe I
did,
can move to Westchester. Oh my God, really nice Westchester.
everything could happen. Don't limit yourself.
Sure.
Before we get into the picks, because I got some bangers this week. I got some bangers this week.
Okay. Let's talk about, you
Give
want to talk
me
about W football?
Yeah, let's talk about some out of your football. When do we ever get to talk about a big win? Never.
Definitely not in the Neil Brown era. I mean, we
No.
beat Virginia Tech on the road once, which was big.
Yeah.
We
Remember
beat
that?
NC State at home,
Remember
which
that?
was, I mean, they were terrible, but like that's a P5. Dude, whenever,
How
okay,
embarrassing.
let's talk about this for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Whenever we played, we went JMU. I was at that game. I was at Neil Brown's first ever game. Uh, and then like week 3 or whatever, we played NC State at home and we won like I don't know, like 38-32 or something. It was like an odds. It was a weird score. And
Hmm.
Neil knees the ball on a 2 point conversion, so he doesn't risk the fumble and block kick like 2 point. I
Love
was like,
that.
we are winning a national championship. I was like, this is the smartest guy I've ever seen in my life. And then like he just strictly recruited kids that had like 2 parent households and like
Yeah. I don't want that.
went to like every class. And I'm like, we need some guys in Hellcats. All right.
Dude, NC State, I think it's NC State has a guy named Hollywood Smothers, and
They
his
do.
profile picture is exactly what you imagine a guy named Holly. And that's like what I want. I want my wide receiver taking his like class picture with sunglasses on. That's the shit I want. And is the Neil Brown era that? No. Or excuse me, is the Rich Rod era that? It's not. But
The
what
Rich Rod era though has dogs.
they do some dogs. And what I like is even like him, hate him, whatever. I'm honestly, I'm still on the fence. I still don't forgive Rich for '07, but after that win, dude, how could you not be excited? That's like he was so fired up.
He
How
was
could you not
so
love it?
fired up. I
I
left a
mean,
comment on a video on like West Virginia Instagram, and it's got like 500 likes already. I said, for one night, one time, the old WVU was back.
it felt like we were back, and that's
No, just
honestly it's
one
a perfect
time.
win.
Just
Yeah.
we had like, and for Rich to come back on 9-13, the score 13-9, to come back, exercise the demons, get it done, that one meant a lot to him.
I told you the next day I was dripped out in West Virginia gear. I was stomping all around the natty. I looked like an absolute zeppelin of West Virginia colors.
I've been telling
It's
so many
steam.
people up here in New York, I was like, yeah, we had a big win on Saturday. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like,
Nah, dude, I met some I had some I got a let's go when I was walking the dog. So I was like people were showing some love, showing some respect. So I appreciate it. I'm a Big 12
the
country.
nation, what seems to be the perception is the nation is happy that we won and that Rich Rod is back in West Virginia and that like college and selfishly I will say this, college football is better when West Virginia is good.
100%. It's one of the best fan bases in the country.
I agree.
It's a top 10 to 15 fan base in the country. How is it not better when it's like it's better when the Yankees are good. It's better when the Cowboys are good. It's better when the Lakers are good. You may not love them, but it's just there's a buzz. There's more electricity.
This
Are
is
the
very nice.
Mountaineers that? No, they're close.
No, they're definitely
But,
not.
but I'm just saying, it's
Somewhere
like,
like Washington Commanders or something like that.
you know what? It feels good. The game was fun. I went home and I rewatched it.
I'm gonna watch it again tonight.
Probably watch it again. I watched it at like 1 a.m. and it was great. But that was fun. We'll see what they do this week. I don't have the highest hopes, but you know what? At least we're building towards
14 and
something.
a half, 14 and a half point dogs. Rich Rod will use that as fuel.
They
So
will.
looking back, let's talk about the Ohio loss. Let's reflect on that.
Yeah.
Was that because the scheme that they drew up, especially defensively, I mean they drew it up nicely defensively against OU too, but like the scheme that they drew up, dude, was so much different. And maybe it's because we have Ty Edwards now and
Look
like
good.
that was the reason, but like it looked like we were so much more focused in this pit game than we were Ohio.
I think that, I mean, if we're being realistic, this team doesn't have big aspirations this year, even if they
No,
want to.
it's
This
like
was their Super Bowl.
win like
Yeah.
7 games, six
Seven
games.
games would be humongous this year with what was left. This was their Super Bowl, and they played like it. They got up, and that's why college football is great. Anybody can get up for one game. And like I said, I'm not expecting much for the rest of the year. What I do expect is we're going to find our underclassmen, and next year we're going to go portal hunting. We're going to go big
I
in the
agree.
portal.
I've been telling
So
people it's not this year, it's next year.
it's next year. But I don't know. I'm happy overall. I don't get many weeks to be happy as a Mountaineer fan,
Nope.
so I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna get too caught up in it, but it was a great win, and I'm happy. So that's I think that's it. But
That's that. Let's get into the picks. We got
get into
10
the
minutes
picks.
here. You
All
have
right.
the tee box since you're the only one not losing to public money.
Yeah, I'm barely above water, but I'm gonna start off with an easy one, and I'm gonna put it right down the middle. This line makes no sense to me, and these are how I've been making my picks. Michigan minus 2.5. I do not understand Nebraska. I have not been impressed with that Cincinnati game. They got absolutely gashed up the middle on every sort of run. And now you're bringing in a Michigan team whose bread and butter is running the ball. Is Bryce Underwood the quarterback that's going to win huge games? No. But I feel like this is a good stepping stone game for him. Nebraska is cursed. Give me the running game. Give me Bryce Underwood. I don't think Nebraska's ready. I do not trust that offense. So Michigan minus 2.5. Lay that for 1 unit.
I love that. I'm gonna give two real quick
Give them to me.
because they're kind of the same pick. They're both at noon, and I have a lot of P5 football or
Look,
P4 football.
the people love that.
Yeah.
The
This
people love
kind of like
that.
the same pick here.
Okay.
And listen, call me a square. All that matters is that we cash.
100%.
So both of these are 1 unit plays. I got Memphis, Arkansas over 60 and a half. Arkansas has put up 49 points per game. Memphis has put up 37 points per game. Taylon Green looks awesome. Just get me there, baby. 60 and a half, and you're telling me both these teams already averaged like 80 points? Come on,
I
man.
had that on the card. That was a late scratch for me, but I like that play a lot.
And then my other one is I have the over in the Iron Skillet with SMU and TCU. That is 62, over 62. Both these teams are straight up slinging the football. Kevin Jennings and Romello Brenton are the top passing duo in the American right now. And Hoover looks incredible at TCU as well.
It does look good.
Sonny's got the boys rolling over there. So give me over 62 in the Iron Skillet.
I love it. From Temple and CMU to two straight P5 overs, the people are happy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep it rolling on the P5 train. And this is going to be one that pains me because I think my big bet this year is Texas Tech to win the Big 12. I still think Texas Tech has a shot to win the Big 12, but I don't know if they're ready. Give me Utah -3. We haven't really seen Texas Tech tested yet. They spent all that money on the D line. They pretty much spent as much money as anybody in the portal. But I think defense is still going to rule this game. I think this game's going to start out slow. I looked at a first half under, but give me Utah -3. I think they get it done. The Utes are just a tough, tough team to play, especially when you're trying to gel with the
Yeah.
portal team.
Yeah. Could have used that last year. They lost me so much money.
Yeah, they did.
Uh, this one's probably my favorite play of the week. It's 2 unit play. It's G5. I'm sorry, but it's Western Kentucky -9 at home against Nevada. 2 unit play. Western
Ah,
Kentucky. Nevada is so bad. They're just so bad. They lost to Middle Tennessee State. I know it was a 1 point game. They lost to Middle Tennessee State, and they're terrible. Middle Tennessee State is underdogs to Marshall this week. Western Kentucky had a bye week, so they have 2 weeks to prepare for the bottom five team in college football. You want to talk about slinging it? Maverick McIver has over 900 yards. They've played 3 games. Guess how many rushing yards their top running back has at Western Kentucky? His name's
I'm gonna,
Parrish.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess 230.
93. They throw the ball,
Slinging it.
slinging the ball. So
I actually,
Nevada doesn't have the DB room to keep up with that. 2 units. Western Kentucky is my favorite play of the week. You know what? Double it. Make it 4 units.
wow.
That's my favorite play of the week.
I might have to play that off the card just to see what happens. My next three picks, they're a little wonky. You know, I like to play around. I like to get the odds.
Sure.
I'm doing a 6 point teaser. That'll bring it down to about -115, 120 at most books. Give me Illinois +12 and Oklahoma -0.5. Illinois, Indiana. I keep going back and forth on this game. I think Illinois is the better team. If I can get 6 points, I'll definitely take 6 points. I'm not too worried about the road game. I think Illinois is going to travel. Indiana is not known for having a crazy home atmosphere. It's better in the past couple of years, but you're not going into Death Valley. And then Oklahoma -0.5. The biggest reason I loved Oklahoma was Venables scheming up against a freshman quarterback, and
Yeah.
now he gets to scheme up against a former quarterback.
Yeah.
Arnold has not really impressed me. Auburn has not shown a ton. I think Oklahoma, I think the defense is going to be too strong. I think Mateer just has it rolling. I
Material looks
love
good.
that for 2 units. I think both of those teams, I think Illinois could, I don't think Illinois doesn't need the points, and I think Oklahoma covers the spread, but we're doing it for safety. Give me that for 2 units.
All right. I got two more.
Cool.
Also, side note, game of the week this week. It's not the Apple Cup. It's not Miami, Florida.
I would say Illinois, Indiana, but you're not gonna.
Marshall, Middle Tennessee State. It's a great game
100%
right
not the
there.
game of the week.
That is the game of the week right there.
Not even Marshall's family. That's a game of the week.
Tony Gibson might be game of the week for him.
Yeah.
Texas, Sam Houston State over 50 and a half. Texas hits this by themselves. Sam Houston is the worst team in college football.
I was gonna say if you want to What's
Should
the
I play the
team,
team total?
what is the team total?
I don't know, but the spread's 40.
So I'm guessing I know the Sam Houston team total is like 7.5.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Texas is over. So
It's 42. It's probably 43, 42 and a half.
we're gonna put it at, do you want to play the team total or the over in the
I
game?
don't have the team total in front of me. Hold on. I don't
You
want to
pull it
wait.
up, you pull it up, and I'll go to my next pick
All
while
right.
we're doing
All
this.
right. All right. All right. All right.
This is one of my favorite plays. It is USC team total over 19 and a half first half. Michigan
Okay.
State is going out there for an 11 p.m. kick. Those boys are going to be sleepy. They don't have the DB room to keep up with USC. I think USC absolutely rolls them. USC has a bigger game next week, so I could see him calling off the DOGS early, but not early enough in the first half. Give me over. All we got to do is 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. I think we're looking at that pretty easily. I'm actually 3-0 on first half and first quarter plays this year, so I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Get money in early.
I like that.
Do you have a Texas team total yet?
45 and a half.
What do you want? You want the over or you want Texas?
I think Texas can get to 49. Give me team total over 45 and a half.
I got you that. So without getting into the Arch conversations everybody having, does Arch have a big game?
This is his stat padding game.
Okay. All
This
right.
is whenever you this is when you look back in November and you're like, dang, he has double touchdowns to interception ratio.
I
He
feel
got
like
s-
I feel
Go
like he
ahead.
had 2 stat padding games that didn't look great. So we'll see. If he can't do it against Sam Houston, you probably need to start getting those Hellcat keys back.
All right. And then my last pick, they don't call it undertime. Uh, Arizona State, Baylor over 60 and a half. I will admit Arizona State has a quality defense. But Sawyer Robinson looks like the best quarterback in the Big 12. Sam Levitt is the other best quarterback in the Big 12. This is the best quarterback matchup of the year, maybe, and it's in week 4 of the Big 12. Uh, Byron Washington is the top running back in the country, or a top running back in the Big 12. Old Baylor's back. What's his name? The OC. He used to be OC at West Virginia. Dude, it completely. How did I completely blank on this?
I don't even know where you're going with
He
this.
was the head coach at Texas State. He was the OC at Cal.
Avidal?
Yeah, Jake
Yeah.
Spavital. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it rolling down there. So over 60 and a half at Arizona State, Baylor. Dude, I'm
I've
getting a lot of points this week.
I've never seen a card where Frankie has 4 P5 overs. That's insane. Here's my last bet.
P5 overs and a favorite.
And a favorite. Here's my weirdest play of the game. And this is actually plus money. It's plus 105 on Bet365.
Okay.
And this is a team to score every quarter. So this team has to score every quarter. And it hurts me to say it, but Kansas is going to score every quarter. This offense is rolling. You only get healthy Daniels for a little bit. I think he's gonna let him rip. I don't think Kansas is gonna take their foot off the gas. They seem to rout West Virginia
You like
every
that
time
over
they get.
54?
I do like the over
I kind
54,
of like the over 54 too.
but what I really like is Kansas has that quick offense. All they need to do is score 1 point. And at plus money, I couldn't believe that. I thought that was going to be like minus 175. Team to score every quarter, Kansas. And I'm going to do the recap real quick.
Sure.
The Dimes man has over 60 and a half Memphis, over 62 SMU, Western Kentucky -9, Texas team total over 45 and a half, ASU Baylor over 60 and a half. The Western Kentucky game is 4 units.
Four
Make sure you
unit.
pay attention. That's his largest play of the year. And I have Michigan -2.5, Utah -3, Illinois +12, Oklahoma -0.5, 2 units. USC over 19.5 first half, and Kansas to score every quarter 1 unit. I think the card looks good. I am going to play that Western Kentucky pick out of pure solidarity. Any
I
last?
love
I'm
that.
going to play it.
Yeah, there we go.
Throw that up. Any last words for me?
I for one respect our new overlords.
Come on, we'll take whatever sponsors we can take. Let that FCC know that we're willing to sell our souls for some cash. I agree.
Peace.
Take it easy, brother.